This is Alfred Patterson, a man that is about to try and scam me out of thousands of dollars. Well, this isn't actually what he looks like. I just randomly generated this face. But this is what I kind of think he'd look like. Welcome back. If you don't know who I am a full-time charcoal and graphite artist, meaning that I deal with art scammers literally every day. So if you want to purchase an original drawing by me, you have to contact me through my website through this little contact form. And I get a lot of those. I would say for every 5, 3 of them are scammers, but usually people just DM on Instagram or TikTok and they try to go down that NFT route. However, what we're going to talk about is something that I've never experienced before and is kind of genius. And I wanted to make this video because I know a lot of my audience is made up of young artists and it's really easy to fall for some of these scams. And this one is so good that it almost got me. And like, I never thought that could happen. Okay, let's get right into it. So here's the contact form that Alfred Patterson filled out. He said, "Hello, Zachary. I hope this message finds you well. I've gone through some of your artworks and I must say I'm intrigued. Your inspiration, uniqueness, and attention to detail is top notch. I'd like to make a purchase. My budget is between $1,000 and $5,000. I live in Texas. If you can send me pictures of some of your artworks with a price that fits my budget, that would be nice. Regards, Alfred." So right away, there aren't any red flags in this. You can tell that Alfred is a real person that took the time to type this whole thing out themselves. Usually the emails are like, "I will give you money and you give me art." You know, like it's so grammatically incorrect. Like messages like these are real all the time and they're the ones that get me excited. He gave me a location. He gave me a realistic budget. He was kind of vague with my art, but it was specific enough where I think he could have found me on social media, specifically when he says attention to detail, because my work is typically really detailed. So I replied to him. I said, "Hello, Alfred. I appreciate you reaching out, wanting to invest in my artwork. I'd love to do business with you. I keep it very formal, and if you'd like to pause and read, you can. I go through pretty much all the drawings I have available right now. I give him prices, sizes, the details to them, and then I include links to my website. So if he's interested, he can read more." Honestly, this email could have been copy and paste. Basically, anyone that reaches out and wants an original, I will send them something almost verbatim like this. And also I attached images of each of the drawings to make it easier for him. And that's about it, just kind of very NPC. When you respond to something like that, you want to get all the details into one email because people lose interest really easily and out of nowhere. And the quicker you can make the transaction, the better for both you and the customer, because time is money. So right now we're sitting at all green flags, no red flags. He replies to me the next day, pretty early in the morning. In Texas, this would have been like 3 or 4 a.m. He says, "Thank you for taking time to respond. I must tell you, I intend to give my wife a surprise with the immediate purchase of the piece. Also, if you'd like to know, I'm relocating to the United Kingdom soon and our wedding anniversary is fast approaching, so I'm trying to gather some good stuff to make this event a surprising one." So usually whenever people give more details about their personal life and why they're buying a piece, it's a green flag. However, anytime surprise and immediate are brought up, you gotta put your defense down a little. "I'll be buying the piece I've attached to this email as a gift to her. It resonates with me. Regarding payment, I'd like to inform you that my wife handles the family credit card, PayPal, and bank transactions. So I would authorize payment to you via a certified bank check to your address. You don't have to worry about shipping in order to not leave any clue to my wife for the surprise. As soon as you receive and cash the check, my shipping agent, who is also moving my personal effect, will contact you to arrange pickup." Yeah, red flags pouring in. So we did attach a drawing to the email, and it is a drawing that in the budget range that he chose, which is important because I gave him drawings that were below his budget and above his budget, and he picked one that was almost right in the middle. So that checks out. A little bit of advice, artists, as soon as you see the word check, run. Never accept check for payment. 9 out of 10 times they're trying to scam you with the check bouncing. Also, the pickup situation, he doesn't want me to ship it to Texas. He has someone that will come and take it from me. I don't want to do either of these things, so I'm freaking out. So I text a good friend of mine who has dealt with this type of stuff before, and I send her this email. I say, "Do you think this is a scam? What's going on? How do I respond?" And she reaches out to her friend who is some sort of manager for an artist, and he gives the green light. He says that a certified bank check is basically a wire that hits. It's not something that can bounce. And as far as picking up, this is something that a lot of wealthier collectors do. We're back in the territory. And then he finishes saying, "In the meantime, can I get back to me to where I can make the check payable to, cell phone number, etc., all that kind of stuff." And then he says, "If I can get a discount, I'll be glad, else I'll take it either way." You can see why I started to let my guard down, because this guy that I'm emailing is very human. He checks all the right boxes. At this point, I'm just thinking to myself, this is new to me, but hopefully I can get this under my belt and then these transactions can happen in the future. So again, I replied to him same day. I said, "That's awesome, congratulations, you know, butter him up a little bit." I say, great choice. This is one of my favorite drawings that you chose. And I'm not lying when I say that because he did choose my latest drawing. Now, my guard is still up. To cover up for myself, I sent him an invoice, which has all the information that he needs, both of our contact stuff, so that I have it written down, the amount that he owes. He can't try to work his way around it, which does happen all the time. And before anything else was going to happen, I was also getting the contract ready. Artist, make sure if you do a large transaction, you have them signed. So at this point, we got a lot of green flags, only a couple red, but reaching out to my sources, I felt a lot better. And I'm thinking to myself, well, let's get paid. But the funny thing is, I want to tour in galleries with these drawings, so I don't know why I was just like ready to sell it. It's hard to turn down that much money. Anyway, so he gets back to me the next day. Hello, Zachary. Hope you are good. Thanks for the details, which I've noted down. In order to not leave any clue to her for the surprise, I've contacted my associate to issue a check to you. The check will include the shipping agent fees since they are picking more of the other stuff for me. Here we go. But courtesy demands I must first appeal to your self-interest and ask for your help in remitting the excess, after deducting your fee for the piece, to the shipping agent as soon as the check clears in your bank account by making available balance to the corresponding shipping agent info so they can swing by at your best convenient time for pickup of the piece from you. Okay. Add a million red flags. It's almost like I'm talking to a different person. The spelling errors and the grammatical mistakes. Hope you are good. It's almost like he's reaching out to me for the first time, even though we've been talking back and forth for a couple days now. So NFT scams are off the table. Just trying to steal my artworks off the table, trying to hack my accounts are off the table. The scam that comes to mind now is money laundering. For those of you that don't know what money laundering is, it's basically when you have money that you made illegally and you want to take that money and implement it into your banking or into the real world illegally so you can't get in trouble for the money. Basically, if you're a drug dealer and you make 100 grand a year in cash selling drugs, you can't deposit that into your bank account because the IRS is going to be like, yo, where'd that money come from? You're going to jail. So the person will open up some sort of little like store, and then every night, whenever they're counting their profit, they'll take a little bit of that illegal money and put it into their profit. And then that way they can slowly get it into their banking system. And funny enough, I'm glad I learned this in college. Art is one of the biggest methods for money laundering like ever. So if you're still not connecting the dots, basically Alfred wants to use me as the middleman to get his shipping agent money that is illegal. He can't just give his shipping agent thousands of dollars because that money is either illegal or they're being watched very closely by the IRS for fishy business in the past. So he's going to write me a check with a lot of money that says for art. I'm going to deposit that and I'm going to take out the dirty money and give it to him, which I have to say is kind of genius. I never thought that I would be used for money laundering. I've only ever seen it in the movies and I don't really have a radar for laundering. So I'm just happy that I caught it this quick. Now, this is all assuming that Alfred is real and he actually will send me a check and someone will actually pick it up. This could still just be a scammer that wants my address and some sort of banking info down the line so that he can take my money or something. Zachary, I would have handled this much differently if I was home, but I'm a bit pressed for time as our anniversary is fast approaching, trying to kill two birds with one stone. I'm really sorry for the mix-up and will appreciate if you get back to me ASAP to know if I can entrust you with this transaction. So not only am I thinking of laundering, but now he's acting really weird. He's apologizing when he didn't really do anything wrong because we've sent a couple emails back and forth. So him saying he's really sorry is a bit strange, and then saying, I need to know that I can trust you, when it's always the buyer that needs to be trusted. These last couple lines flip the switch entirely. I'm now thinking, Alfred, scammer, whether he's laundering or is just trying to outright scam me. And I'm panicking a little bit because I did send him my work address and my phone number and all the info he needs to send a check to me. So I immediately reply that I'm not going to proceed with these requests. If you send me anything in the mail, I'm immediately handing it over to the authorities. But just in case, I say, unless you can show proof of your identification. I thank him and end it. I'm thinking to myself, well, that's it. There's no way he responds to this. And you'll never believe what happens. There it is in my inbox, an email from Alfred. And it says, hello, Zachary. Would you like a phone conversation? If yes, please tell me when you'll have time to talk. And just like that, we're back on. And I'm thinking to myself, how could he try to scam me over a phone? If he's still a scammer, which he has to be, he just has to be. So how do I entertain this? I send this to my friend and I update her and I tell her everything that's going on. And she says, you know what? Take it to the next level and try to make it a video call. So that's exactly what I do. I say, Alfred, I would love to discuss over a video call, maybe FaceTime or Zoom. And then I say, anytime works for me. Again, I would reply to him the same day. He would reply to me the next day. And I'm sure as hell not giving him any tight windows. And I'm also thinking to myself, if I can get him over FaceTime and I can confirm that he's real, I should be able to just convince him to send the money digitally over like Zelle or something. Artists, the best way to do transactions is through Zelle. There's no middleman. Comes from one bank account to another. It's really easy and you know it's safe. That's the end goal. So this is my last line of defense. If he says yes and he FaceTimes me and he's real, and if he looks like this AI generated face that I made, then my last line of defense is down. And if he scams me from that, then he won. He deserves it. Now, unfortunately, this is where the story ends because Alfred Patterson does not reply. And there it was. He was not willing to do a FaceTime. We ended there, and I think I dodged a sniper bullet. So there you have it. This is an example of the greatest attempt at a scam I've ever seen. And I think that's because he was a real person that was going to do a real transaction. It was just going to be done in an unethical way. And I'm not sure if we would have went through with it and he got caught with money laundering, if I would have gotten in trouble with that. But no matter what, you got to cover yourself financially and legally, and I definitely did that. So yeah, artists. Scammers come in all shapes and sizes. They aren't always just the stupid NFT people. This is an example of a really, really good one. So I hope you learned something from this and kind of got a kick out of it because in the moment during that whole week, I was kind of bugging out, but now looking back, it's kind of funny. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. I got a lot of new content coming. I got prints of my drawings on my website. Happy holidays, and hopefully we'll see you soon.